This is another way, and we are looking at one more function. This is an easy function. Uh, in the last part, we did function basics. So just revising, we did function basics, and we did not do the advanced part of the function. So it's only function basics and advanced, which we did not did recursion, optional argument, keyword argument, and so on. You're going to do that at a later stage. So let's look at this simple function. And what we are going to do is, you have to start with this function. I don't want you to write these functions right now. I just want you to understand what you can change to make it work. If you want to add something more to the function, if you want to do anything, then you should be able to do that. So I'm going to copy this function as I always do, and I put it inside my Jupyter notebook. Now the secret formula takes how many input? Is it 1, is it 2, is it 3? Give me an answer. Think about an answer. So secret formula takes in exactly 1 input and it returns 3 output, which means that, for example, you can make multiple dishes with rice. So you take in rice and you find out that based on the way in which you want to make the dish. For example, you could make a powder of rice and fry it, or you can make rice small pieces and steam it, or you can boil rice, and so on. So you'll have different quantities. If you steam it, then the weight will not go that high. If you boil it, it's going to be high weight. If you boil it and then fry it, then it's going to be even high weight, and so on and so forth. So you have 1 input and 3 output. So when we want to pass something to a formula, so if we have like 10,000 starting point, and I can give this as rice now, just to show you the change. And I can pass in rice variable, which is 10,000, and it's going to give me these 3 input. So this is the secret formula. If any time you need any help in these formulas, you can go and type here and Google it, and you will see similar sounding function which looks like the same. They are a little different here and there, not that much different, a little different here and there, and then you can use them to your advantage. So like this is a function, Learn Python the Hard Way book, and you see they have beans and any other thing. So you can start with this and look at this in a different manner. Now if I want to see more example, because these are the solution created by different people. So this is another solution. So if I were to copy this, but this is Python 2. So this is Python 2. I might need to change it, so I'm going to show you how to change it. So I'm going to copy this and let the start point be 10,000. Let's see what they are doing here. The only difference between Python 2 and Python 3 is that the print should go into brackets. So when we want to print, when we want to capture the output and run it, then we can run it like this. This is another way to run it. In this time, we are saving our effort to run it, save it into 3 output, and then get the 3 output. So this is another way to run it. So this is another way to run the function. So if we just assume that if we don't want to capture the variables in separate variables, or if we don't want to capture the 3 outputs in separate variables, then we can run this command. Then we can run it this way. So there are some variations to this. there are some variations to this. I want you to check them out. Don't worry a lot if you cannot get it right now. These things take time. So if you can get only one variation right now, that should be good enough. So in this variation, we are not capturing the output. We are just running it by using this % sign and displaying it. In this case, we are running it and then we are displaying it. So there could be different ways. If you go out and search for different people and different ways on how they did it, then you can find out that different people have talked to do this in different way. So secret, and you can also do it like % and star points and so on and so forth. And you also have twist for that. So secret formula. So there are different ways to run that. Either you can put them one by one or you can put things at the end. So I'm not worried a lot about how to do that. We have to rename all the variables. That's part 1. So let's go ahead and quickly do that. And you have to do this for me. So let the name of the function be my secret variables, and let this be input 1, and let this be output 1, but this would then become input 1, output 1, output 2, output 2, output 3, and I would do output 1, output 2, output 3. I have changed nothing, I've just changed the names. So the function will perform as it is. I've just changed the names to do something. But here I have to rename this to my secret formula. And there we go. So I want you to do this and try to run this function code. Now the functions also have boundaries, and the boundaries of the function is indentation, whereas the boundaries in R or Java are curly brackets. I want you to find out how to write a function in R and Java. So I want you to go ahead and search on Google and see a function and look at the boundaries of the function. You'll see curly brackets where the function start and where the function ends. So indentation is a very critical part, and when you copy paste something from the internet, you should make sure that it is indented properly. If it's not indented properly, then everything gets destroyed. So when you copy something, when I go ahead and copy some function, and you see this indentation is not destroyed. So I'm going to show you how it's going to fail. So I copy this function and I paste it here. It's going to say indentation failed because everything that's inside the function should be indented. Now it's going to work. So whenever you copy paste something from the internet, you have to make sure that it's properly indented. Sometimes you don't know whether this thing is inside the function or outside the function. For example, it might be indented like this when you copy pasted it, and you know that these things are inside the function. So that's how you would do that.